by 2030, the connections will start to be made between artificial intelligence and the human brain. We've been through a process of preparation, of getting people, first of all, stage one, addicted to technology that they hold, holdables, smartphones, tablets. That's basically achieved. You just have to walk through a city and you see the addiction. And they're targeting specifically the young. Why? Because the young of today and the children of today are going to be the adults when they want to bring this AI connection in full blown. For that to happen, they have to get people addicted to technology to the point where they'll accept it and where it's the most natural thing in the world. And it's happening in front of our eyes. The first stage is to get people addicted to technology to the point where, at the most extreme, they'll get up in the dead of night and they'll queue, stand in line outside an Apple store to get the first of the new technology. And what they want eventually, and not too distant into the future, is people basically lining up to be connected to AI. In the same way that people in Sweden now are having parties to celebrate someone being microchipped, right? All this connects. So the next stage, because the idea is to get in the body, the next stage is to get on the body. So we went from just holdables, we went to wearables, we went to Bluetooth, Google Glass and Apple Watches and all these other gadgets that go on the body now. Even what they call electronic tattoos that are basically microchips on the skin. And the next stage is to go in the body, which is already starting in places like Sweden. And people like Ray Kurzweil, who is a Google executive. Google and Facebook are really at the cutting edge of this stuff. People think it's a social media operation only or a search engine only. No. This whole Google group now, which is given the name Alphabet, are absolutely at the cutting edge of this whole AI technology. So is Amazon. Amazon's got contracts worth hundreds of millions of dollars with the CIA and the Pentagon for cloud services.
Yeah, they have massive data services.
Massive, yeah.
Consumers don't see.
So the idea is to take this on, and what Kurzweil is saying, and he claims an 80% success rate in his predictions of incoming technology and when it will come in. But, if you know when it's going to come in, then you've got a great chance of predicting it, haven't you? It's like, if you know when a stock market's going to fall because the people you are connected to are going to make it fall, well, you're going to get out just before it falls, and you're going to get in just before you know they're going to push it up. You don't have to be, Nostradamus if you know the script. This is the sales pitch, and this is why they're telling you. The sales pitch is when we connect to artificial intelligence, we'll be superhuman. That's what the sales pitch is. That's his sales pitch.
Right,
That's
Siri, Alexa, all these things.
Yeah. What you've got is the idea that connect to AI and you'll become superhuman intelligent. No, you'll become subhuman intelligent. You'll become a vehicle for artificial intelligence. And whoever controls artificial intelligence will control the perceptions of every mind that it's connected to. If you're going to make a physical connection with AI, you're not going to do that on a mass scale until you've made a psychological connection. And there is a process, a psychological process, which is known as preemptive programming. Preemptive programming is this. You're going to usher in a world that is so different, so dramatically different to what anyone's been used to, that you're going to have an obvious resistance purely by the chasm of difference between the world people are used to and the world you're taking them into. A resistance that says, hold on a minute, you want to do what? 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 So you prepare them for it through preemptive programming. You put out a stream of movies out of elite-controlled Hollywood. You put out television programs, you put out books, you put out all these things that basically portray the world you want to take people into. This is why you've seen so many movies about control by robots, control by technology, of synthetic humans. You have the dystopian society being portrayed and portrayed and portrayed. And what that's doing, it's making the subconscious, to an extent the conscious mind, familiar with the world you want to usher in. So when you literally start to bring it in, there's not that chasm that there would have been before. There is almost a familiarity with it because you prepared portraying it over and over again in movies. Another part of this psychological connection with artificial intelligence, so we'll accept the outcome that I've talked about, is these Alexas and these Echoes and these so-called office assistants or personal assistants. You start to interact with them as if they're human. And now they're bringing in internet-connected toys for kids, even little kids, and Barbie dolls that they can actually have conversations with artificial intelligence. They're now bringing in these robots that are these synthetic robots that are looking more and more like humans. A lot of them coming in from the East. And this is a whole psychological process of familiarizing us with artificial intelligence, to getting people to interact with it until it becomes the most natural thing in the world. By 2030, the connections will start to be made between artificial intelligence and the human brain. And the human brain will be connected to what he calls the cloud. Another name for this is the smart grid. Basically to artificial intelligence. As time passes, artificial intelligence will be more and more of human thinking and human perception until basically it's the totality of human thinking and human perception, at which point we won't be human anymore in terms of the consciousness processes we are using today. We will be artificial intelligence. And this is the assimilation I'm talking about. If you are connecting the human mind to a grid, a global technological grid, that grid can be centrally controlled. It will take at the center point very, very few people to run it, and even fewer to decide how it's run. I say this to kids and anybody else: how long could you live without your smartphone? What is an alcoholic? What, an alcoholic is someone addicted to alcohol? Yeah. Why is he addicted to alcohol? Because he can't stop drinking it. But you can't put your phone down. And if you do, within a few minutes you pick it up again because you're addicted to it. So are you controlling that bit of technology in your hand, or is that controlling you? That's controlling you. Do you want your life controlled by a bit of technology? Do you want the rest of your life controlled by it? Or are you now going to go, I'm putting this down? If technology is going to be the servant rather than the governor, it has to serve the interests of humanity, and humanity does not have to serve it. We're in a situation now where humanity is serving technology. And it will be serving AI. Increasingly, it is serving AI in its algorithmic expression.
All right, shalom. This is Kanaksa Amban Yasher Allah from the GMS Lions in Camp. First and foremost, I'd like to say Kabalayim, Yahweh, by Shem Yahushai, by Shem Harakaku Dash Mama. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to the icon of the pushing the truth and sincerity and truth, and peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. All right, so you see from that video what Esau is trying to do with this technology, trying to turn us into cyborgs, you know. but really, in trying to, and then they also mentioned superhumans. Um, but really, they're really trying to prepare for us when we receive spiritual power. So they want to have some so-called superhuman from the carnal perspective on their side when this shit goes down. All right. So and guess who the minds of everybody's going to be controlled by? Whoever's the controller of this big tech technolo- techni- techni- technology grid. You know, I don't know why I couldn't say the word whatever. But that's just it. But but those that don't receive that mark that are of the elect are going to gain spiritual powers. All right, to tear down this grid that that the devil's trying to, which is Esau's trying to create. All right. So let me get the definition of technology. It says the application of science knowledge for practical purposes, especially in industry. All right. So he's trying to make it an industrial world where he controls the minds of everybody, and everybody's his slave, and that's all they do is work for him. And you won't even have a mind of your own anymore. You won't be able to, um, you won't be able to separate yourself because you will be controlled from the AI or artificial intelligence. You know, it says it says the branch of knowledge dealing with engineering or supplied science. Okay, it says on Wikipedia it says technology is the collection of techniques, skills, methods, and processes used in the production of goods or services or in the accomplishment of objectives such as scientific investigation. All right, so basically, the first definition should stick out. It says methods and processes used in production of goods. That's an industry, tech, tech, technological industry. That's crazy. I used to be able to say that word all the time, but that's what Esau's trying to build, man. He's trying to build a big factory, make the whole earth a factory where he controls all the workers, man. You know, and where you no longer become, you're no longer a human. You become that straw man, that entity, that business that they try to tie to you with the social security card. You become that. That's what ties that living being to that person's right. That's what ties them together and makes and puts a stamp on that corporation. You know, which was set forth in the beginning with the birth certificate. That's your manifest. That's the deeds to that soul. Okay? So what they're trying to do is to create an artificial world, right? Where your mind will be set off in this world and you think that things are going on, but you're in the reality, you're just a slave. So that's the whole physical balance of what's going on right now. Right now, people are working in this society and they think they're working for accomplishing a goal, and mentally they don't know that they're a slave. You know? All right, so basically putting things like tying computers to bodies, which pretty much makes you a cyborg. So what? So look at what is a cyborg. Hold on, cyborg definition. All right, it's a noun. It says a fictional or hypothetical person whose physical abilities are extended beyond normal human limitations by mechanical elements built into the body. Right? So you become a cyborg once they put these chips in your body, man. And they're using the technology, right? And they're using the technology um to entice the people to want to do it, to get you to get used to the technological world. So 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 just like how he used alcoholism and in reference to people being addicted to technology, you know. All right, and technology makes us as living beings of Yahweh Shem Shai stupid, right? Because at one given time we could do algebraic equations and everything in our heads. Well, now we use calculators for everything. We were able to calculate and know what time of the year is the season just by looking at the stars and the moon. Now we look at calendars, you know. So the technology that Esau's created is really created to. It's kind of like technology is like fluoride. It makes the brain dormant. While these people that are creating these technologies are getting more cunning and crafty in their handiwork, the people are getting more dull and dumb in their minds because they're relying on this technology to live day to day. These individuals now feel like they cannot live without this technology. You know, all right. These people act like they can't live without technology. This is John chapter 14, verse 6. It says, Yahushua said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. So Yahushua is the way, the truth, and the life. So if you can't live out without anything, you can't live without Yahushua. Without Yahushua, you become dead to the world. It doesn't matter what science creates with this carnal mind, you still become dead to the world if you don't have Yahweh Shai. So you cannot live without Yahweh Shai, man. And Yahweh Shai has ultimate wisdom, you know? All right, this is Proverbs 21, verse 16. It says, the man that wandereth out of the way of of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. And what understanding is that? It's talking about the understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right, so he shall remain in the congregation of the dead. So therefore, you cannot live without Yahweh Shai. All right. So they're saying they're going to use artificial intelligence, right? Matter of fact, we're going to look this up. Hold on. All right, this is artificial intelligence definition. It says the theory of development of computer systems able to perform tasks to normally require human intelligence, such as visual perception, speech recognition, decision making, and translation between languages. All right, let's see if they have a Wikipedia. All right. All right. Artificial intelligence Wikipedia says in computer science, artificial intelligence, sometimes called machine intelligence, is intelligence demonstrated by machines in contrast to the natural intelligence displayed by humans. So the natural wisdom that we get from the creator is what artificial intelligence is emulating that. So let's look at what artificial intelligence really means as a whole. So we're going to start with the word artificial. All right, this is the definition of the word artificial. So we're breaking down the word artificial intelligence. All right, Shalakia. It says made or produced by human beings rather than occurring naturally, especially as a copy of something natural. All right. Insecure or affected. Synonyms: framed, insincere, schlacken, false, affected, mannered, unnatural. All right, artificial, unnatural. So it's not authentic. It's not the real thing. All right. So now let's look up intelligence. All right. So intelligence is the ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills. All right. All right. So so artificial intelligence is really not the ability um to apply to acquire and apply knowledge and skill, because what it is emulating like you are, but you're not really doing it. You know, some synonyms is intellect, brain power, judgment, artificial judgment, not real judgment, not natural judgment, man. Reasoning, understanding, comprehension, perception, all right? Sharpness, intuition, man. It says quickness of mind, cunningness. Man, there's so many, man. So artificial judgment, not real, not authentic judgment, not authentic perception, not authentic understanding, not authentic judgment, not authentic comprehension, man. So what Esau is trying to create, he's trying to put a stamp. The new order is really Babylon as a whole throughout the whole world, confusion throughout the whole world. He creates which if he's creating this confused environment, right, and getting the whole world to conform to his confused environment, he's the only one that's sane, all right, because he created the environment which makes him the all power. Trying to put himself as Esau, the devil, trying to put himself as being the all power, man, with artificial intelligence. All right, not natural judgment. All right, let me get a scripture real quick. All right, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 14. It says, "But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of Yahweh, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned." All right, it says so. Basically the artificial man. So when we went to the definition of artificial, meaning not natural, made from humans, so he's just a brute beast. All right. Okay. Hold on. All right. It says, verse 15. It says, "But the spiritual man judges all things." All right. So what is intelligence? Intelligence is judgment, um, comprehension. Um, so you have to have intelligence to judge. All right. And where do we get that from? Yahweh Shem Yahushai. It says, "Yet he himself is judge of no man. For who hath known the mind of the Lord, that he may instruct him? But we have the mind of Yahweh Shai Hamashiach." And that's the thing. We don't have artificial intelligence. We have real intelligence. So we 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 become superhuman through believing in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. So if you receive that mark of the devil, you know what I'm saying? Then you're going to be of your father, the devil. The works of him you shall do. And what you're doing them now subliminally, but he's coercing you into doing them, you know what I'm saying, through deceit and lies and sorcery and witchcraft. All right. But next, he's going to be able to manually do it through that chip, man, through his technology. So artificial judgment, you know. And the thing about it is they're targeting the children. And you know what I'm saying? They're targeting the children, man. So for all these parents that let their kids tablets, phones, and video games babysit them, this is what your children are being set up for. All right, but we're supposed to teach our children the truth. That's it. All right, but we're supposed to teach our children the truth. All right, this is Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 3. It says, "Hear therefore, O Israel, and observe to do it, that it may be well with thee, and that ye may increase mightily as the Lord." All right, so this is how we increase to superhumans by turning to the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, right, and having faith on Yahushai as being our Redeemer, bringing us back to Yahweh. That's how we get our superhuman strength in our new bodies, man. But they're trying to do it the carnal way, you know. And that's why we're gonna beat their ass, you know. All right, it says, "As the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushai power of thy fathers have promised thee, in the land that floweth with milk and honey. Hear, O Israel, the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, our power is one." All right, all right. Yeah, Shemar Yashar Allah, Yahweh Allah Yahweh Yahweh Echad. Right, the Shemar prayer. All right, and thou shalt. Shlaki. And thou shalt love the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushai with all thine heart, meaning with all thy mind, right? So we're not going to get no chips put in our hand and our mind to be controlled on the grid, because our grid is in the outside the firmament in the spiritual realm. You know what I'm saying? In the universe, man. Yahweh's domain. You know, that is our grid. They're working off under the ionosphere. They can't even get past that. They're working. They're using the satellite system that they set up to control the minds of these people using this shit, man. But we're beyond that, man. All right. It says, and these words, verse 6. It says, and these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk to them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou restest up. So how these kids have these tablets and phones and video games in their face all day, and TVs in their face all day and all night. That's how we supposed to be in our children's face. You know what I'm saying? Programming their minds to understand Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. Okay? You know? So I just wanted to touch on that a little bit, man. And I'm gonna go ahead and close it out and everything. So basically, man, matter of fact, hold on. Let me go. I gotta read this scripture first. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. It says, all right, it says, Revelation 13 and 16, it says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their hand or in their foreheads, man. See, they're trying to control you, man. Control the minds of you, man. And the elder brought up a good point at camp last Saturday when he says, there's the place in the brain that stores names is right behind the forehead. That's where it stores names in the brain. And that's crazy because the scriptures say, you know what I'm saying, they shall have the Father's name written in their foreheads, meaning on their minds, man. That's so spiritual right there, man. All right, so spiritually, that even if that chip they don't put that chip in your hand, spiritually you're gonna be worship the name and the image of the beast in your mind, man. You feel me? You don't have to take that chip. It doesn't matter if you're not one of the elect, or if you don't believe in Yahweh, if you're one of the elect, you're gonna believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know. All right, you're gonna be destroyed. It says that he causeth all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their hand or in their foreheads, and that no man may buy or sell save he that had the mark and of the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right, the name of the beast or the number of his name, man. So either way it go, whether you take the chip or not, if you don't believe in Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, man, you're gonna be destroyed. With that being said, I'd like to say, Kal Halayim La Yahweh by Shem Yahushai By Hashem Harakakwadash Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone. And salutations to the Akim that are pushing the truth and sincerity and truth. And peace and blessing to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Shalom.